Welcome to our Kodi at a glance video. This is going to be by far the most important video to watch. We do have several other support videos, but if you're only going to watch one, this is the one to watch. It's also going to show you in this video, how to get through, how to log into Kodi, how to get your box going for the first time, and then how to navigate through StreamSmart. So it definitely is a must watch. Also, definitely join our Facebook group. It's a closed group. You just go into Facebook, search StreamSmart Support is the name of our group. There's a lot of good information there as well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click on Kodi. Depending if this is the first time you've been in Kodi or not, it might say preparing to run for the first time. Ours isn't here. We're just going to log right in. And dead giveaway here, I want to show you something. At this point, we're assuming that you've already connected your box to the internet. If you haven't, the news feed here on the bottom would not be scrolling. So that's a good sign that you're connected to the internet. If the news feed isn't scrolling, hit the red Kodi button on your remote, back out, and you got to go get it connected. Now, something nice about the news feed here, this is going to tell you when to update your box by running the wizard. It's going to tell you about new updates. Any type of messages out there we need to get to you. It's pretty good. Also, sporting events. It's a nice little way we have of showing you, telling you where to go instead of guessing. So what we're going to do here, we need to run the wizard. That's the first thing we got to do. We're going to go down here to add-ons, and we're going to look for StreamSmart Wizard. And then we're going to click the OK button on that, and then we're going to hit yes. Now, depending on your internet speed, ours is pretty fast here. You'll see this could take a certain amount of time. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pause this video. We'll get right back here in a second, and then we'll finish up. Okay, so the wizard is done, and now you've got this message here, update almost finished, and basically tells you to hit the red button on your remote. It's right below the power button, so we're going to go ahead and hit that. And then you can hit the red button again, or you can just click on Kodi again. This is going to finish the update. Now you're going to have all of your programming. Now, this red button here is pretty nice. Think of it as kind of like your Control-Alt-Delete. So you also have a home button on your remote, but when you press little house to home, that takes you back to the home screen. But the problem with that is that you haven't actually stopped running Kodi, basically. So it's still running in the background. The red button's like your Control-Delete on your computer, completely hard close it. And sometimes if Kodi ever locks up on you or gives you a problem, just hit that button and go right back in and you'll be fine. Now this is our basic look here. So you can see it takes this kind of our home screen here. It's trending. And we're pretty much going to have our top add-ons underneath here. You've got, this is what's current. Now don't be alarmed if when you first get your box and your stuff's different. I mean, we change this stuff on if not a daily basis, weekly basis, because Kodi's always changing, and that's why you have a StreamSmart. So you don't have to worry about that and keep up with any of these changes. And this is it. And as you can see right now, the current show that everyone's talking about is Making a Murder. We've got that on there. You've got Star Wars and all that good stuff. And then down below, these are different add-ons as well. And these are the popular ones right now. But I'll show you. We also have, there's a sports tab. You've got all your sports on there. You've got your live TV. You've got your kids section, and you can see it's just taking a little bit on some of these with the icons to load up. That's just because we load it for the first time. Fitness, we've got a music section, we have an international section, and then we'll go over here to the right of trending. We have movies, we have 3D, stand-up, TV shows, and basically how this works here, guys, is pretty simple. I mean, so TV, you have 7 of the top add-ons. So we always put the best working. That's pretty much the idea here. The top ones is where I would first go for TV shows. But we also have 10 subcategories. So you have 17 places to go if you're looking for TV shows. So if you see this, I can scroll over here to the right so you can see all the different add-ons. So yeah, pretty neat. That's the basis of it. We're going to get into a little bit more here. But that's the general, how it's going to look here. And what I always tell people is try to stick to the stuff under trending. Always check them out. They're usually the best add-ons at that particular time. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you here is where to actually go to run the wizard again. Because you have to run it the first time you get your unit, and then you're usually going to run it about once a week or so, whenever basically the newsfeed tells you, or we'll post in the Facebook group. We usually post in the Facebook group about a day ahead, give them a notice, and then we let you know on the newsfeed. So where you want to go to run that is you go and see it says here add-on/wizard, and it's all in alphabetical order. And this is plus we just showed you all the tabs with all the different favorites and stuff. Here's everything else. So there's tons of more content in here, and you're just going to scroll down whenever you need to run the wizard, all the way down to where it says StreamSmart Wizard, and then all you're going to do is click on it. There it is right there. And you would just hit yes. So like I said, that's something you want to do about once a week or so. Now I'm going to hit the return button here. Something every time after you run the wizard, you should get in the habit of doing this. If you go over here to tools, there's two things you should do. You should hit clear cache. You can do that real quick here. Done. And then purge packages. Just, you only have to do it after you run the wizard. It just is going to help just kind of keep, it's basically like a tune-up on your box. So that's a pretty nice little feature there as well. Now I'm going to go back into add-ons/wizard, and then I'm going to show you guys how to log in properly into your channel up. You don't want to click on the channel up. So if you hit, you don't want to click right here. So if you do that, it kind of glitches out. It's kind of weird. The way you want to log into it is if you go here, and you know what, I'll show you one last thing. Instead of, see what it says add-on/wizard, any of these tabs also, so if you click on live TV, you click sports or trending, they take you to the same place as well too. So that's another little tip there. But we're gonna show you how to log in a channel up now as well. So go all the way up, alphabetical order. You're gonna hit the menu button on your remote, and then you go down to add on settings. And this is where you're gonna enter your username and password. I strongly recommend doing this. Enter your username and password in here, and then go down. Before you hit OK, just double check it, because if you have one little letter wrong and you hit OK and then you try to log in the channel up, it's going to give you an error and you have to redo it all over. So I would definitely double check it. Okay, so I went ahead and logged in and then hit the OK button, and now we're back to this screen. So now I can click on channel up here, I can hit the return button, I can go to channel up here. You only have to re-enter your username and password whenever you do an OTA update or a factory reset. When you run the wizard, you don't. It saves your credentials. So definitely keep in a safe place. It's usually a sticker that comes with your box. I just tell people put the sticker on the box, that way you don't lose that account. It's the only username and password that you need to save. So I'm going to go in here and show you guys a little tip that works. Sometimes if you're getting programming and you're having a hard time with these links and it's not working or it's down, what you can do is hit the menu button on your remote. I'm just going to do it with any random channel. And then see where it says refresh channel list. So you can go ahead and do that. And then you get a little message. So if you click on a channel and it's down for some reason, and you do that, and then you click on it again, it still doesn't pop up, then that means it's just down. And you know, channel up, I mean, as you can see, these are all the sports channels, all the different options here. There's over 100 different live channels. I mean, there's tons of different stuff on here, but I'd say about 80 to 90% is up at any given time. It does go down from time to time, but for the most part, you know, these are up. But here's just a kind of general idea, you know, of what you got here. So, all right, I'm going to now show you guys the TV guide. We are in the beta version of this. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this video or we get it set up, we'll have the more stable version. This one's working pretty good, but there's a couple little quirky things about it. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'll do is I'll click on it. I already run it, so there's usually, the first time you load it, it does have a loading period. It depends, you know, which unit you have. Some are faster than others at loading it. Once you're in, though, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can just kind of see, you know, what's on. This is all linked to channel up, so when you click on it, it just takes you right there. So it's pretty neat. You know, it actually tells you what's on, and then you just click on it, and that pops up. Now, if for some reason you click on the TV guide here down below and it doesn't work and you're having issues with it and you just can't get to work, we do have the TV guide fix right above it, a little subcategory. Pretty simple. You click on this, and here's the directions. So it says menu button on remote, iView TV guide settings, guide fixes, delete data. So here, I'll just show you real quick how to do it. You just hit this. We're going to go down to the bottom where it says guide settings, and then we're going to scroll over to fixes, and then it's the bottom one, second to bottom. It says yes, delete guide data. You hit that, okay. Go down, okay. Now if you go back in, it should work for you. So that's the TV guide fix. Okay, so now I want to go over the basic functions of the majority of add-ons. So I want to explain something. Basically, there's multiple source, and then there's one source add-on. So I want to kind of show you the difference. If you go here to trending, 9 movies, pub film, Nighter, 1, 2, 3 movies, these are all one source. So when you find the movie or TV show you're looking for, you click on that show and it's just going to play for you. So they're really simple and really easy. And like I said, yours might be different by the time you get your unit. You just got to figure out which ones are different and really explore the box. Don't get stuck on one particular add-on. Just explore. There's lots of different options. But like I said, the trending, you're usually going to be pretty solid. Now, the one source are simple and easy. Now let me explain to you what the multiple source look like. So if you go over here, we'll go into salt here. We'll go to trending. This is a multiple source. And you'll notice how, because like I said, when you click on it, you're going to get a bunch of links when you click on the show, as opposed to it just playing. And salt is great. I mean, it is one of the better ones out. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on Martian. Now what's going to happen is it's going to start pulling from different sources here. You can see it kind of going through its motions right now. And typically, the better ones are up top. You'll even figure out, which ones you like more than others and which ones, work better for you of different sources. So it should be done any sec here, and you'll kind of see what I am talking about. It's moving. All right, there we go. Now, as you can see, here's the different sources. So you can click on any one of these links. So let's say you click on the top one gives you an error. You can click on the second one, click on the third one. One of these will work. Sometimes people go all the way to the middle and click on the middle one, but these are all different sources, different places you can watch this movie from. Now, but I want to show you something that's cool with most that has, not all, but most, they also have a feature called autoplay. So if you hit the return button, when you're on the film itself, hit the menu button on your remote, and you see where it says autoplay here at the top. Most add-ons have that feature. Now, what it typically does is it picks the best link for you. It doesn't always work every time. Some people like autoplay and some people don't. So that's kind of the difference there, with those. And like I said, the one source tend to work a little bit easier, but a lot of people like the multiple source as well. Now, the next thing I want to show you here, there's different favorites, okay, that you can add. So some add-ons have the ability to have their own favorites, and some add-ons don't, but there's always Kodi favorites. I'll show you how this kind of works. So it's kind of neat. Go over to TV shows. We'll go over here, let's say one channel. And we'll go to like most popular. And again, we're going to hit, so I'm on Game of Thrones here. I'm going to hit the menu button. So this has both, the ability to do both. So I'm going to click here. It says add to favorites. See where it says add to XBMC favorites? XBMC is just another word for Kodi. They changed their name to Kodi. So if you ever see XBMC anywhere, really just think of that as Kodi. But if I hit add to favorites here, I'm going to hit, it's in there. I'm going to hit the return, and now I'll back all the way out so you can see it again. So now what happens is this. I'm going to go to one channel. You don't lose any of these favorites, by the way, when you run the wizard. Now if I go into my one channel favorites, that's where I added this show. You'll see it right there, so it's pretty neat. Now the difference is, I'll show you this add-on right here. So let's go to PubFilm. PubFilm doesn't have its own favorites, so you have to add it to the Kodi favorites, and I'll show you the difference and where it is. Okay, so let's say like Limitless. So here I'm going to hit the menu button on Limitless, and see how it only has one option, add to favorites. It doesn't say Kodi or XBMC. So I did that, and now I'm going to back out, go back here. Now there's two ways. This was added to our Kodi favorites. Now you can see where Kodi favorites is here, right? So if I click that, do you see how it's over here on the right-hand side? So that's pretty cool. That's there. You can also access your Kodi favorites by hitting the star button on your remote that says favorites also, and that pops up as well. There's a third option, but there's really no need for it. This down here in the bottom left, you can do it as well. I always hit the star button. That's by far, the easiest. And I'm going to show you something else that's pretty neat. So we'll go in here. So you can, let's say, you want to add a channel and channel up to your favorites. So we'll go here, and again, add to favorites. So now I've got two things. Remember, these favorites do not go away when you run the wizard. And another little cool feature is you can hit the menu button. You can remove them. You can move them up. Do whatever you want. These are your personal favorites. Then you can rename them. So let's say if I want to rename this to just ESPN, I can do that. So pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to back out there. Now, you will see in a couple of these add-ons, they mention a library, add to library. Don't ever do that. We don't use that library. We don't access that at all. So if you ever see that option, don't do that. We pretty much have two options. We can add it to the favorites of the actual add-on, or we can add them to Kodi favorites. All right, now let's go over some neat little features that your StreamSmart offers. So what we're going to do here is go over to TV shows, and we'll go to Velocity. We're going to go into Trending TV, And then we're going to go down right here. Now, I'm going to show you on TV shows because I'm sure basically what I'm going to show you right now is trailers. And most people think of trailers, they think of movie shows. But actually, there's trailers for TV shows, which I think is pretty cool. So all we're going to do is hit the menu button, and we're going to go down here to play trailer. And you can see the trailer starts right up. Now, a couple little neat features. What you can do on some links, what I recommend is if you have any like buffering or if you have any Wi-Fi issues, the first thing you should do is go to our forum, go to our website, and basically check into it. And we have tons of posts on Facebook helping you troubleshoot. That's the most important thing to get speed to your box. But there is a feature you can do too. It kind of helps. You can hit the pause button, and once you hit the pause button, not every add-on does this, but a lot of them do. It'll start to cache out. You'll start to see it bigger and bigger. And this does work. Like if you're maybe you're somewhere you just can't get super fast internet and you're just trying to get your box work, maybe you took it traveling, you can do this and let it cache out for 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then hit play again, and it will actually come back and start to work. But like I said, it's not on all of them, but I want to show that feature. This is another little neat tip here. So I'm gonna hit the play button.
Bigger than all of us.
It's a 4 minute and 30-second trailer.
There's a powerful
this
group
works
of
for
people
everything.
out
So
there
let's
that
say you
are
watch a movie
secretly
that's 2
running
hours
the
long,
world.
right? And you fell asleep and you missed the
I'm
last
talking
half
about the
hour.
guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible.
Numbers down below, you would hit 13000.
The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys
now
that
obviously
play
this
God
is 4.5
without
minutes,
permission.
not that long, but I'm gonna hit 200 and then
And now I
okay to
think
go
they're
2 minute mark
following
on
me.
this trailer. So you'll see in the top left corner, actually when I start to type, you see that, and then I hit OK, and it takes me exactly there.
But
now there's a couple other ways, so that's nice. You just go right to the point. There's another couple other ways in the arrows surrounding the OK button. If you hit the up button, that's typically going to take you 10 minutes ahead. If you hit the down button, it's going to take you 10 minutes behind. And then the right and left are going to take you about 45 seconds. Now, this is if I hit the up arrow here, it's not going to take me 10 minutes because, that's not how long this is. But in general, that's pretty much it.
It's not as anonymous as you think it is.
Very rarely does this need to be used.
Whoever's in control of the exit nodes is also in control of the traffic, which makes me
when they're talking, the sound, we have
one
an
in
audio
control.
button on the remote. You hit that, and you can scroll left or right. You see on here, and that'll typically
I
sync
own
up for you.
everything.
So that's pretty
All your
neat.
emails.
Now I'm gonna hit the stop button. One last thing I want to show you too, the little magnifying glass button on your remote. You can, to get out of all these screens, I could hit the return button. That's what I've been doing this video the whole time. I've just been hitting the return button over and over and over. But instead of doing that, think of it as like kind of your Kodi home button. I'm going to go ahead and hit that, and it's going to take me right here. So that's like a little nice feature too. Something else that I'll show you guys too here, one of the last things is if you hold down the menu button at any point, you'll see a little rocket ship, and it just cleans out the memory basically for your box. It's not necessary. I never do it, but some people wonder about it and they kind of like it. All right, and the last thing I want to cover here is adult add-ons and adult content. When you do run the default StreamSmart Wizard, you will have adult content, and that's all just found basically in the add-ons. They're all in here. Now, if you don't want adult add-ons, there's 6 of them, and you don't want them in your box, your setup, we do have a clean wizard. It's on the same website here, same support videos. There's full directions how to install the clean wizard. It takes about 5 minutes, and then you won't have to worry about that. So again, I want to thank you for taking time watching this video. I strongly recommend that you do join our Facebook group. Again, it's a closed group. It's called StreamSmart Support. Just send a notification, a request, and then we will add you to the group. And a nice little feature about this Facebook group, it's kind of a library of StreamSmart information. There's a search feature, so you can search for anything at all that you are looking for. So let's say you were looking for 3D movies. You can go in a search feature in the group, search 3D movies, and then any previous posts that have come up where people might have asked that question already before will actually come up. So it's pretty cool. Again, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video, and enjoy your StreamSmart unit.